And here we are live. The one offer that is greater than services. In the next about 15 minutes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you an offer that your people want, need, and are already searching for. So let's jump into it. Let me share some slides with you. And I'm going to leave my notes on and everything. So if you stay with me until the end, I'm absolutely going to give you a free gift. And it is all around the fact that the market has absolutely changed. Can I get a amen or an amen, right? And who am I? Well, my name is Pamela Dale, and I've been doing this for years for hundreds of people and talking to them every single day around what is the problem that they are encountering. And what they are encountering is two problems I see, and that is number one, it's harder to sell to clients than it's ever been. The offer, the $3,500 coaching program, the $297 course is harder to sell than ever. And the second problem is clients are doing chargebacks. I've never seen chargebacks. I have not had it happen to me in the last couple of years, but about 3 years ago, it did happen to me, and once only. And I can see the red flags now and how that could have been prevented. And I just let it go. It wasn't worth the challenge of all of the time it was going to take. But I see service-based business owners and coaches and consultants dealing with this once or twice a month sometimes. And what's happening when you see it in different places, oh my God, my Stripe account has been shut down. Chargebacks are probably one of the reasons, right? And the reason that people are charging back and the reason that they are not purchasing like they used to is because it's not 2020, right? The market has changed, and it's because of this word, sophisticated. The marketplace is sophisticated today. What do I mean by that? Well, before 2020, before everybody came online, we didn't have as much content available to us as people who wanted to start a business or build a business, and everybody came out with courses, right? Because everybody was coming online. So as a result, we have become very, very educated. Or the word that my coaches used and I think is appropriate is we are sophisticated as consumers, as businesses, as marketers, as individuals in this space. So when I see courses and things like that, I know I can just Google stuff most of the time and get the answer, right? And I don't really believe your marketing message anymore. So I'm sitting on a call with this gentleman named Jeff Moore. Jeff Moore is he's a bit younger here. I couldn't find a more recent picture of him. It was so interesting. The people that I've gotten into circles with who are really good at what they do and incredibly wealthy, their pictures aren't easy to find on the internet. I thought that was quite interesting. And he was asking me, what is it that I do? And as I'm quote unquote trying to explain what it is I do, he helped me understand what I actually do. And I was like, huh? I've never heard anyone put it that way before. And Jeff was telling me that he sold this to a gentleman named Jay Abraham for $2 million. I've got the recording if you want it. Do you know him? I didn't know him. And I thought it was really interesting to have Jeff tell me that he sold Jay Abraham what Jeff calls the essence of marketing. And I thought, the essence of marketing? And Jeff explained it like this: anything you do to drive new and or increased and or more profitable of your product, your service, or your message, right? This is the essence of marketing and how you help a client consume more of what you have to offer. And that's really what I do, right? I help people with their churn rate, meaning when a client comes, a client inevitably goes, and sometimes they charge back, right? They're coming and they are going. And it's really, really important to understand in the marketplace where we are today that it is really challenging to continuously flame, like what's this called? The flames. Pump them up, right? To keep the embers going, to keep the cauldron hot, full of lovely prospects. And people are finding that very, very challenging. And there are 3 concepts that Jay talks about in this article. And if you want this article, go ahead and drop the link down below. There are 6 of Jay's top business growth strategies, and the first one is relational capital. So if we come over here, and I've got a really quick idea what it is. It's ethically taking advantage of the relationships that you have with people, right? Full advantage of the relationship that you have with people and the companies that you interact with, and forming really strategic alliances and partnerships. Now, when I was working with clients in the funnel building world, when I was had my digital marketing agency, I didn't think of it as an alliance and a partnership outside of the 3-month contract that we had. I didn't think long term. I didn't think right? I didn't understand the essence of marketing enough. And I also didn't have another offer. So I want you to think about that today. What is this relational capital that you are building? Can you see it? Do you see that at the end of your time together? I remember really early on learning that the offboarding of clients was the most challenging piece of everything that we did, because it came so final for the client. They no longer had access to me, and it caused problems. And that's where the chargeback came back the first time, was she was not wanting to let go. She was not done, but she had mucked around, right? The first red sign on that was she got hung up about her logo right at the start. We should have cut it right at the beginning and stopped the contract and started again when she got all through that. But she didn't get her work done as a result, and just kept more and more requests. And I had to finally end up drawing a line, and she was never going to be happy. But that's really interesting, isn't it? To see that for me, that I saw that problem, but I didn't have that next offer. I didn't have a partnership created for that next step. And then Jay talks about this next piece of preeminence. And that's to serve the client better and more fully than anyone else does. And I'm going to show you that offer that I was talking about a little bit earlier, that one offer that you need that's going to help you with this preeminence. And it's the heart of it all, Jay says, is you also have to believe that what you're doing is for a greater good. If you don't, sit down with a coach, go get better at what you do, figure this out. It was really powerful for me to have Jeff tell me that this is actually what I do. I actually help people do this. I actually help people save businesses, save their business, save their life. Many of the people I work with, they are the main breadwinner, yes. And this is really, really important, that this business of theirs is profitable and that it is not something to take lightly, right? We are saving lives here. And it's really important that you're selfless in your business goals to serve your clients better and more fully than anyone else does. And of course, the money will follow. I have seen that and have experienced that. And it's very, very powerful. And then the third concept that he talks about near the bottom here, and I would really read this article. He talks about this. Finally, it's my sincere hope that this has opened your eyes. And remember this, it costs your business the same fixed investment of time, effort, capital, human capital, talent, opportunity costs, right? Whenever you run ads or social or sales, etc., it costs you the same to gain a client. So he's talking here about the cost to acquire a customer. And he told me this number. I've heard it out and about, right? Lots of times, but when it's easy to throw statistics around, but he said it costs 18 times more to get a new client than to sell to a current one. He was telling me he owns a seafood company, and he was telling me that he works a lot with different businesses, and he has been advising the people and the teams, the sales teams, to go back and sell to their current client versus finding new clients. So I was a waitress back in the day, and the way that they would motivate us to do this was tie it to our tips. And that was the average check that someone would spend with us was so much easier to increase that versus having to bring new traffic into the restaurant. So we did it by offering drinks and offering dessert. And I would offer a drink when they were coming in. Would you like an iced tea or a soda, a pop, right? And then as I'm taking their order, I would mention the dessert, right? And I would say, we've got this on special, but this is delicious. And I gave them the two options because it was like, and this is a sales tip, it was like the Coke and Pepsi thing. The reason Coke and Pepsi machines are in the same place is so it's not whether or not you want a drink, it's whether or not you want a Coke or a Pepsi, right? And I did really, really well with my average check amount because I did this. They taught me that, and I wasn't smart enough at the time or business savvy enough to understand what was happening until now. And I go, oh, smart. Sell to somebody sitting right in front of you. I already built a relationship with them. They were already there. They were already in. They were all, take their jacket off. They were comfortable. So it's really, really, really powerful. So then let's talk about, well, what kind of offer? Yes or yes? Monthly recurring revenue offer. This is the offer that you're missing. This is the offer I was missing. And in the book Linchpin, which I've got it over on my bookshelf, I should have grabbed it. In the Linchpin, Steve Larson was talking about selling his business, and he'd sold millions and millions and millions of dollars. And when he had somebody evaluate his business, what they said to him was, it is not worth a fraction of what you have here. And the reason was because it was all just one-off. There's no monthly recurring revenue here. There's nothing here that can actually be sold that's valuable enough to sell, right? So just checking my camera. I was wanting to make sure it wasn't flashing on us. So then, okay, what does that mean for someone like you and I? So you can see it, the camera is flashing. So I apologize. It wants to do its thing today, and that's fine. Let her do its thing. You can still hear me, I hope. All right. So every time I touch that thing, it wants to flash. So let's talk about monthly recurring revenue possibilities. We've heard 100 of them, right? There are memberships, and there is all these other ones available to us. And what I have talked about with regards to relational capital, preeminence, and the cost to acquire a customer, it brought me to the solution that I heard when I was sitting in Funnel Hacking Live, and I think it was 2017, 2018. I'm not 100% sure. Russell Brunson gave this presentation about the value ladder, and I lost my mind, and so did everyone else in the room that day, thousands of people, because he talked about this part right here at the bottom, the continuity program, month over month over month over month. People are paying him. Find something that is month over month over month over month that somebody can pay for you. So if I go back to the end of a funnel build, end of a digital marketing campaign, and what could I have done? I could have done a monthly retainer to host everything and look after things, right? There's so many things I could have come up with, and I didn't. And what does ClickFunnels do? I pause here for drama, right? When you are teaching someone, I was teaching them funnels, and I would refer them to software. I would refer them to ClickFunnels, but they were using Kartra, and they were using Kajabi, and they were using Groove, and they were using Lead Pages. They needed software. So I was, okay, here's ClickFunnels, here's my affiliate link for ClickFunnels, and off you go. I was referring the software. So I was building Russell Brunson's continuity program, right? So, okay, software, excellent. Why? Well, if you and I just think of this Zoom account, say, for example, or this Ecamm. I've had Ecamm for years and years and years and years and years, and I will never get rid of Ecamm. I won't. And Zoom, I won't either. Even if something better comes along, which I doubt it would, I'm not going to switch because I'm really happy here. So What if you could refer your own software, right? Why would you do that? Well, software is really, really sticky. So it's like, okay, well, where do you find software? Well, ClickFunnels is ClickFunnels, and he went and bought Giru. He's got the capital to buy software. Giru is a funnel build out, blueprinty kind of draw out your funnel, etc. Beautiful. He bought that. He has the capital for that. He's got the monthly recurring revenue from that coming in every month, right? And it's like, okay, why else would you want to talk about software? And it is because clients are not getting results. I was just talking with my coach about this, and she's like, what do you mean? Like, tell me about this. Dig into it a little bit more for me. And I was like, okay, some software you can share templates, yes? Put everybody on Kartra, share all the templates into Kartra. You're able to help people get better results. If you can drop in the email template, the funnel template, write the emails for them, yes or yes, and they're loaded. You're able to help those clients get results. So remember, if we jump back to the very first point I made, and it was clients are not getting results. Now, what could you do to service your people better? If you had your own software, what would the possibilities be? Well, Highlevel is an excellent solution. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch my browser here. I'm going to go over here. We're going to show you just quickly LeadLock. This is in the wedding industry. Social Charlie, this is in the social space, Facebook ads space. Arise Business Hub is in the yoga wellness space. We've got GoMindspire that's in the spiritual space, and they are offering these templates, these websites, etc., to all of their own clients, to all of their own people. They can drop all of this in and charge them what they feel it's worth. ClickFunnels, $97,297. You could charge $97, $147 and support them really, really well. So as a result of this, what's happening is it gives you the ability to have that one offer, that monthly recurring revenue offer that is really, really powerful. It might be an option for you, or partner with someone who has a white labeled version of Highlevel, or go looking for something that you can template out, and at least you've got an affiliate revenue from it. Now, affiliate revenue comes and goes, and some people don't pay it, and ClickFunnels went from 1.0 to 2.0 and it doesn't carry forward, and people have lost their monthly recurring revenue as a result. So you have to be very careful who you choose, but I know that Go Highlevel is an excellent option. So if we come here and we jump over to this ClientTracs account, this is my white labeled version of ClientTracs. And if we jump into the portal, and I think I'm logged in here, I've got the ability here. It's called the SaaS Code 2.0. I did a 1.0, but this is a 2.0, and it gives you everything that you need to get started as a white label version of Highlevel. Now, I do need your email address just so you can log in, but I don't need it for all the marketing shit and all of those things. Not going to happen. Don't worry about that. We are going to give you the ability to simply log in and take advantage of all of this, right? So the reason that this is so important, right, is because of all the things I said at the beginning, right? We are talking about, let me come back to you here. We're talking about where the marketplace is at. It's very sophisticated, right? Oh, that camera is just driving me crazy. I'm going to get my husband to take a look at it. The marketplace is incredibly sophisticated, right? We also have the chargebacks or the service not being at the level it needs to be at, right? And then, why is the camera? It's just going to go crazy. So I'm just going to leave that up, see if I can watch it for you. I apologize for that. So then we've got the offer that you need to keep in business longer. So I'm sitting here in a brand new home in front of the pool this side, marina this side, all the yachts sitting here because I have monthly recurring revenue. The 100 people that I have on are not going to cancel at once. if I have a high ticket offer, one person cancels 10 grand gone. Can't get the next one, 10 grand gone. Right? So it's so important to have that monthly recurring revenue on top of the high ticket, on top of all of the other things that you do. So if you're interested in this at all, High Level I do have an offer, and it is getthistrial.com. And let me see why it's acting funny is. If you go to getthistrial.com, you can, let me just come back to it here. You'll get the SAS code and then getthistrial.com. And of course, I do need your email address. So that is going to help you really win in this business and save your bum. So with that, my name is Pamela Dale. Reach out down below if you have questions, comments, concerns. See you on the next live. We're going to do some funnel building. I think we're going to start with a webinar funnel. I'm going to show you how a webinar funnel needs to function and some really great tips and tricks, and give you some funnel templates as well. See you on the next episode. Bye, everyone.